Hello peeps, it's the Hillbilly halfwit, just headed this field out. Cross fingers for no rain. What we're going to talk about today is, are we going to get what we want? And I mean that by people like you and me who are just middle of all this stuff and disheartened. Now, I was a bit disheartened the day before yesterday, but I've just come to realise something. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. There's no need to be disheartened, because we're actually winning the argument when you think about it. Now, this Labour government was voted in on the same amount of people that Jeremy Corbyn's government just missed to get into government. So they didn't increase their vote really. It looks like they did, but mainly Reform took away from the Conservatives in a lot of places. And the Conservatives were so poor. But Reform got 5 million votes, which is 1 million more than they got, roughly, than the Brexiteers got. So that's increased 1 million. So if you look at France, France itself, the far left party in power, doesn't like the EU now. So they don't think as Starmer's government does. The other side, which is near power, which is Le Pen, which is far right, doesn't like the EU. So that's in France. Lots of other countries around the EU are rebelling against the left-wing pro-green policies, and they're losing power. And I suddenly thought to myself, well, it's the same in the USA as well, by the way. They have a similar feeling to what we have here. We're being pushed around. But in the USA, they're using Trump as a hand grenade to blow the whole system up, really. That's what's going on. It's the only thing they can use. Now, in the UK, I suddenly thought to myself, this government is teeter-tottering, really. You know, its party will split on things like the Israel conflict and the Ukraine conflict and the green policies and whatever, that will split. So this is going to be a one-term government. Now, I have to be honest, I don't think the Conservatives are going to get in next time. And if they do, the only way they're going to get in is if they nick Reform's policies. Now, lots of people like me realise that at the moment, the two-party system is basically one party trying to put their policies through. So the green policies are going to go through whatever. So I think a lot of people have seen through this, and Reform are going to be massive in the next election. That's if Farage can stay there, because I actually read last night that he's actually terrified. They've had to put extra guards on him because he's had a threat to his life off an Islamic group. So that's a little bit worrying. It's similar to what's happened in the USA, really, isn't it? They are terrified of somebody that will unite the part that is anti-establishment. So I think, this is Gaz's prediction, I don't think Starmer is going to be the leader of his party for more than 12 months, myself. And a similar thing will happen to what happened to the Conservative Party. They'll fall out and then they'll start to break apart. And I think they're going to be moving in our direction regarding immigration policies. Now, of course, the Blob and the civil service will fight this, but if you look over in Europe, you won't be able to fight it when there's that many people. That many people who are against the system. Now, have you seen with these riots? I'm not for the riots whatsoever, but I can totally understand why the people are being dischanted. Sorry, I got hair in not hair, hay in my throat. And I can see why they're being dischanted, because everybody from every part of the situation who doesn't believe in this mass immigration is being tried to be labelled as a nutcase or a right wing. But we're not. We're just normal people worried about things like by 2040 we will be a minority in our own country, and that is fact. That's not fiction, that is fact. And why aren't I allowed to say that? No, I just love my country and I love the people in it of all colours, but I don't want it to change that drastically, because we're going to have huge things change then. People who are on the left who like to be, how can you say, more liberal in their thinking, of all shapes and persuasions. People in Brum now, they're having more Sharia law than anybody ever realises, and that will come more commonplace. But I'm feeling a bit more upbeat because I realised that we are winning this battle. I know we think we're not, but the governments in charge are all on a sticky wicket, so they're going to have to change their policies if they won't get voted in. So quite upbeat from Gaza today, and I hope this sun carries on, because it's not a bad crop. Please comment, rate and subscribe, because like I said, we don't agree on everything, but at least we can discuss it on here, okay? Ta-da!